Dear students, welcome to online class. Today in this class, I am going to take 8th standard CBSE Social Studies, in that Geography Unit number 1, Resources. This is the part 2nd of the lesson. In the previous class, we have learnt about resources. What is resources and what are the types of resources? Anything that can satisfy a need is called resources. Utility makes an object to a resources, and utility means usability. It gives the value for an object, and value means worth. And we have economically valuable resources, and some resources do not have economically valuable. It means the metals have more economically valuable than the beautiful landscape, and the time and technology changes the resources. Is it because of time and technology we are using the resources? And then human beings also themselves are important resources. Why? Because of the ideas, thoughts and knowledge and discovery, invention of human beings. So we call it the people also an important resources, because in the ancient period the man only discovered the fire. After discovered the fire, we are practiced for cooking. And then invention of wheel. After invented the wheel, we are using so many kinds of transport. Then the electricity, it made by what? Hydroelectricity, means because of from the water, fast flowing water, we are using the electricity. So we generate electricity from the fast flowing water, and we are using now. It is very necessary in our life. Those are natural resources. Then we having so many types of resources. Today in this class we can learn about what are the types of resources. Resources are generally classified into natural, human-made and human resources. We already know about this. In the previous class, we have discussed about this, what is natural, what is human-made and what are human resources. In natural resources, what is natural resources? Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. Means the resources that are drawn from the nature, and we are not modifying much for that resources, and we are using directly those resources. The air, for example, air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, and the soils, minerals are all natural resources. Many of these resources are free gifts of nature and can be used directly. In some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use a natural resource in the best possible way. What now? See this natural sources of water, oceans, ponds, rivers, streams, lakes, etc. We can find water from these areas, these water bodies. We can use the water without much modification in that. We are using natural resources. But in some cases we have to use some tools and technology to use the resources. For example, minerals. If you want to extract the iron from the iron ore, we need some machineries and tools to dig the earth's surface, and we can extract the iron, and we can use those irons with some little modification. Those are called natural resources. So these natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development and use, origin, stock and distribution. We can classify these natural resources as the groups depending upon level of development and the uses of resources and origin of the resources, stock and distribution. Okay, let's check one by one. On the basis of their development and use, resources can be classified into two groups. First one is actual resources, second one is potential resources. Have you got this? On the basis of development and use, the resources can be classified into two types, actual and potential resources. What is actual resources? Actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. We know the quantity of those resources found in the earth's surface. These resources are being used in present. Now in the present time we are using those resources. We know the quantity of those resources. The rich deposits of coal in Ruhr region of Germany. For example, of actual resources is the coal deposit in Ruhr region of Germany, and petroleum in the West Asia, and dark soils of Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra. Those are actual resources. Now present we are using those resources, and we also know the quantity of those resources. Those are actual resources. Second one is potential resources. What is potential resources? The resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known, and these are not being used at present. We don't know the quantity of those resources now in the present, and we are not using the resources present. Those are called potential resources. Let's see the examples. These resources could be used in future. We are not using those resources in present, but it could be used in future after improvement of the technology. The level of technology we have at present may not be advanced enough to easily utilize these resources because we have lack of technology improvement. After improved present technology, we could use those resources in the future. The uranium found in Ladakh is an example of potential resource. For example, uranium, it is in Ladakh, but we don't know how to use those uranium because of lack of technology. After improvement of those technology, we can use the uranium in our future, not present. That is potential resources. Potential resource that could be used in future only. High speed winds were a potential resource 200 years ago. Do you know the windmills? Now it is actual resource. Before 200 years ago, it is only the potential resource because they don't know. The people did not know how to use the windmill. But present we know how to use the windmill. We have that much kind of technology in present. That is why today it is actual resource. In the ancient period before 200 years back, the windmill is potential resource. Today they are an actual resource, and wind farms generate energy using windmills. Like in Netherlands, you will find some Nagarcoil in Tamil Nadu, and on the Gujarat coast we can see the windmills in anywhere. This is the windmill. Now it is an actual resource, but in 200 years back it was only the potential resource because in those periods the people did not know how to use the windmills and how to generate the energy by this windmill. Now it is actual resource. We can find those windmills in Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. In Karnataka also we can find those kind of windmills. Based on their origin, those are to use and development of the resource basis. We classify two types, actual and potential resource. This is based on origin. Based on origin, resources can be classified into two types, biotic and abiotic. What do you mean by biotic and abiotic? Abiotic resources are non-living, while biotic resources are living. We already know about it. Biotic means living things and abiotic means non-living things. We can give so many examples for those resources. Soils, rocks and minerals are abiotic. Plants and animals are biotic resources. It's very easy. Already you knew about this. And then natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Then another classification of this resource is renewable and non-renewable. What do you mean by renewable resource? Renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected by human activities such as solar and wind energy. So we are using renewable resources, we can use it any kind of way, we can use it in our human are not affected by human activities such as, for example, solar energy or wind energy, electricity, hydroelectricity we are using, those also renewable resources. Yet careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil and forest can affect their stock. Is it? We have to use those resources carefully, otherwise it will be a problem to get those resources again in future, water, soil, forest, etc. Water seems to be an unlimited renewable resources, but shortage of drying up of natural water sources is a major problem in many parts of the world today. But it is a unlimited renewable resources, what? Water. But the shortage and drying up of natural water sources and cutting the loss in the forest also, it is a main problem, main reason for the water, lack of water, shortage. Okay, those are the resources renewable. Next one is non-renewable resources. What do you mean by non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. We can't use it regularly in future also. It having only the limited. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. If the stock exhausted, what will it take? Thousands of years to renew. Since this period is much more than human lifespan, such resources are considered non-renewable. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gas, or we have to use those resources carefully. Otherwise, we can't get those resources in the future because it takes so much thousand years of time to be get renewed. So, those are the non-renewable resources. Next, the distribution of resources can be classified into two types, ubiquitous and localized. On the basis of their distribution, we can classify it into two types. First one ubiquitous and second one is localized. What do you mean by ubiquitous and localized? Resources that are found everywhere, like the air we breathe, are ubiquitous. The ubiquitous resources we can find everywhere in all over the world on the earth. Those resources are what? Ubiquitous means water, air, soil and the plants, etc. But those which are found only in certain places are localized, like copper and iron ore, etc. The iron ore and copper, we can't get those resources everywhere on the earth surface. Only in the specific or particular place only we can get the copper, iron ore, gold minings, etc. Okay, those are called localized resources. The distribution of natural resources depends upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. Is it the distribution of natural resources is the same all over the world? No, it varies from place to place. Why? Because of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. The distribution of resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the earth. The factors means the terrain, climate and altitudes differ from all over the earth. That's why we can't get a similar or the same equal distribution of natural resources on the earth surface. Next it comes human-made resources. It is very easy. We already know about that human-made resources. Sometimes natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. Sometimes we are taking those resources, using those resources when their original form has been changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. Is it? Iron ore was not a resource in that time. until people learned that how to extract the iron from the iron ore. Now it is a resource. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery, vehicles, which are known as human-made resources. So we are using the natural resources because of the purpose of buildings and make bridges and roads, machinery, vehicles. Those are human-made resources. Technology is also human-made resources. It's very important resources, is it? What technology is? Now we are watching the online class because of technology, because of the internet, because of the technology changes, information and technology changes day by day through all over the world. So people like us use natural resources to make human-made resources, said Mona, nodding and understanding. Yes, said Raju. So they were conversation between the Mona and Raju. Then what do you mean by human resources? What is human resources? People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill and technology to do so. Yes, people also themselves an important resource because they have the knowledge, skill and the technology how to use those things like that. That is why human beings are a special resource. People are human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resources. What makes the people to a valuable resource? Education and health. Improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resources development. What do you mean by human resource development? The improving of quality of the people's skills. We having skill, but we have to improve the quality of those skills. It is known as human resource development. So one conversation is there, you can read it later. Then come to the next point, conserving resources. What is conserving resources? There is a conversation. Mona, I had a nightmare. Nightmare means a frightening dream. What she had in that? She dreamed that all the water on the earth had dried up and all the trees cut down. There was no shade and nothing to eat or drink. People were suffering and roaming around desperately looking for food and shade. So that was a very frightening dream. Who dreamed that? Mona. What was the dream? That one day what happened? The water on the earth had dried up. All the trees also cut down. And no shade, nothing to eat and drink. So what the people were doing? They suffering and roaming around desperately looking for food and shade. That was a frightening dream for Mona. She told her mother about the dream. Amma, can this really happen? She asked. So she asked her mother, will this happen in future life? Amma said, yes, if we are not careful then even renewable resources can become very scarce and the non-renewable ones can definitely get exhausted. What can we do about it? Raju asked. Lots, replied Amma. So what mother replied, yes, it will happen in the future. If we careless the resources or we are not using properly those resources, if we waste those resources, it will happen in the future. We can't get any food or shade or water in the future. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. What is resource conservation? Using the resources carefully and giving them time to renewed. We have to give the time to renewed. That is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called unsustainable development. What do you mean by sustainable development? It means balancing the need, balancing our need and also the use of resources and also conserve them it for the future. It's called sustainable development. There are many ways of conserving resources. Each person can contribute by reducing consumption, recycling and reusing things. Ultimately, it makes a difference between all our lives are linked. So, what we can do? Recycling the resources and reduce the consumption. So, it gives a very good thing in the future. That evening, the children and their friends made packets and shopping bags out of old newspaper, discarded cloths, and baskets from the bamboo sticks. So, what they did in that evening, the children got together and they prepared so many shopping bags and packets with the old newspaper and old cloths and also the baskets of bamboo sticks. It was very good thing. We will give a few to every family we know, said Mona. After all, it is for a very good cause, said Mustafa, to save our resources and to keep our earth alive. So they did that very good thing. They prepared so many beautiful baskets and the pockets from the old newspaper and discarded cloths and baskets from the bamboo sticks. It was very good and they wanted to give every family those things. I am going to be very careful not to waste paper, said Jessie. So Jessie said she was going to very careful not to waste the paper. Many trees are cut down to make paper, she explained. Yes, many trees will cut down because the paper preparing from the tree. I will see that electricity is not wasted in my house, shouted Mustafa. Mustafa said that I won't waste the electricity in our house. Electricity comes from water and coal. It comes from water. I will make sure that water is not wasted at home, said Asha. Every drop of water is precious. So Asha said, I won't waste the water in the house. Every drop of water is very precious. Together we can make a difference, chorused the children. So they all agree with that. These are some of things Mona, Raju and their friends did. What about you? How are you going to help in conserving resources? Dear students, will you do this? The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain the preserve to the life support system that nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. The diversity of life on the earth is conserved. The damage to natural environment system is minimized. Those are the things we have got in this lesson about the resources. What are the types of resources, what are natural resources and what is human made resources and what is human resources and resource conservation and sustainable development. Those are the things to be pointed in this lesson. So they're doing this kind of resource conservations like that. They were very careful about those things, not to waste the water, electricity, those. Okay, the important points are types of resources. First one natural resources, second one human made resources and third one human resources. The natural resources is resources that are drawn from the nature is called natural resources. Example, air, rivers, lakes, soils, minerals, etc. Types of natural resources: actual resources and potential resources, biotic and abiotic resources, renewable and non-renewable resources, ubiquitous and localized resources. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. So dear students, I hope you got this lesson. Answer the following questions. First one, why are the resources distributed unequally over the earth? What is resource conservation? Why are human resources important? What is sustainable development? I hope you are able to answer these questions. Thank you.